Minister.
Господин президент,
Mr. President,
дорогие друзья,
dear friends,
приветствую вас
it is a
в
pleasure to
России, в
welcome you
Казани.
in Russia, in Kazan.
Насколько я знаю, это ваш
As far as I
первый
know,
визит в
this is your
Россию.
first visit to Russia.
Ваша страна в текущем году
This year,
председательствует в
your
ASEAN.
country
И мы
chairs
очень
in the
рады, что
ASEAN,
именно
and we are
в ходе
happy
вашей,
that
так
during
сказать,
your
вахты в ASEAN
chairmanship
отмечается
in the ASEAN,
35-летие
we will
отношений
celebrate
нашей
the
страны с
38th
ассоциацией.
anniversary of our
Юбилейный
relationship with the
саммит
association.
является
The
важной вехой
commemorative
в развитии
summit is a
стратегического
landmark in the
партнерства
development
России
of
с
the
ASEAN.
Russia-ASEAN strategic
Нам с вами
partnership.
предстоит вместе провести
Together,
завтра
tomorrow,
пленарное
we'll
заседание
co-chair
саммита,
plenary of the
подвести
summit
итоги
and
в общении с
present
прессой.
our deliverables
Но прежде
to
всего
mass
хотел бы
media.
еще раз
But first of all,
поздравить
I would like once
вас,
again
уважаемый
to
господин
congratulate
президент,
you,
и
distinguished Mr.
весь
President,
филиппинский народ с
and all
прошедшим
the people
12
of the
июня,
Philippines
Днем
on
независимости.
the Independence
Символично,
Day
что мы
on the
в
12th
России
of
также
June.
12
Symbolically, we
июня
in Russia
отмечаем наш национальный
also
праздник,
celebrate
День
our
России.
national holiday, the Day of Russia, on the same date, the 12th of
Приятное
June.
совпадение.
This is a happy
Кроме
coincidence.
того, в этом
On
месяце
top of that,
исполнилось 50
this
лет
month,
дипломатических отношений с
diplomatic
Филиппинами.
relationship with the Philippines mark
Мы
their
сейчас с вами
50th
только
anniversary.
посидели, разговаривали
And
друг
in
с
this
другом.
regard, we have just had a
Все вспоминаем визит
small
вашего
talk
отца,
with you, and
Фердинанда
we
Маркоса,
all remember
в
the
Москву
visit by your
в
father, Ferdinand Marcos, to
1976
Moscow
году, по
in
итогам которого было принято
1976.
совместное коммюнике
Upon this
об
visit, a joint
установлении
communique
межгосударственных
on the
связей.
establishment of
Отмечу,
interstate
что
relations
тогда
was
в реалиях
adopted.
холодной войны
It is
это
noteworthy
потребовало
that then,
политической воли
amid the
со
Cold
стороны
War, it
филиппинского
required the
руководства.
political will
Подобный
from the
взвешенный и
Philippine
прагматичный
leadership.
подход
Such
к международным
well-balanced and
отношениям
pragmatic approach to
востребован,
international
безусловно, и
affairs
сегодня.
is, of course, of high demand
Очевидно,
today.
что к нынешнему рубежу мы
Apparently,
подходим
we are approaching the present threshold
наработанным капиталом
with an
взаимовыгодного
immense capital
сотрудничества
of
на
mutual
основе добрых
beneficial
традиций,
cooperation
обоюдного
underpinned by
уважения и
good
учета
traditions
законных
of mutual
интересов.
respect and respect for
В прошлом году
legitimate
наш
interests of
товарооборот
each other.
превысил $500
Last
миллиарда,
year,
и
bilateral
это,
trade
конечно,
exceeded
далеко не
$0.5
предел.
billion. Of
Есть
course, this is
возможности
far
для
from the
наращивания
limit, and
объемов
of course, there is a
поставок
good
и
potential to
сельхозпродукции, и
enhance
энергоресурсов. Сейчас мы очень коротко
supplies of
об этом
agriculture and energy resources.
сказали. Действуют эффективные механизмы
Effective
практической
mechanisms of
кооперации,
applied cooperation are in place. This includes the joint Russia-Philippine Commission on Trade and Economic Cooperation.
Сегодня у нас хорошая
Today,
возможность,
we have a
господин
good
президент,
opportunity,
провести
Mr.
оценку
President,
текущего
to
состояния
evaluate the current
российско-филиппинского
state of the
взаимодействия.
Russia-Philippine
добро
cooperation. Once again, welcome.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Mr. President. First of all, allow me to convey my gratitude for the warm hospitality that your government and your people have shown to myself and this delegation, and speaking as chair of ASEAN, to all of the member states of ASEAN who have come for this very important summit. It is, as you have mentioned, Mr. President, it is a particularly significant time for us to be meeting, as this is the 50 years celebration of Philippine-Russian ties. And we welcome the efforts of our respective embassies. Since last year, they have spearheaded initiatives that celebrated this milestone, and in particular, the photo exhibition that was held in Moscow, inaugurated and displayed in the Foreign Ministry in Moscow. We hope to continue our regular conduct of political consultations between our foreign ministries. They provide a very important opportunity to explore further ways of cooperation. And once again, speaking as chair of ASEAN, I personally extend my invitation to Your Excellency to attend the 21st East Asia Summit, which is scheduled to take place in Manila next November. The East Asia Summit remains an integral part in maintaining a regional architecture towards our shared goal of a stable, secure, and prosperous region. On the trade and investment relationship between our two countries, again, I would like to thank you for the hospitality and support that was extended to our delegation at the fourth meeting of the Joint Commission on Trade and Economic Cooperation, which was held in Moscow last September. We appreciate the forward-looking exchange and on the different structural issues that affect the trade between our two countries. And as you have mentioned, Your Excellency, there are many potential areas that I think we should that's still open to explore. And I think that the present level of trade, although it is steady, I think that there is a great deal more that we can do. We note that during the JCTEC meeting held in Moscow, energy and food security emerged as one of the mutual priorities of both our countries. And that is why that B2B component at the sidelines of the JCTEC enabled Philippines and Russia to establish networks and to explore joint ventures. We note that the number of memoranda of understanding that were signed during this activity covered cooperation in innovation, retail products, cosmetics, food processing, and industrial collaboration.